Welcome
Welcome.
to Shade and the City. I'm your girl Treese.
It's Nels.
And today, y'all, we are here to do our recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac, season 9, episode 16. The truth will set you off. Okay.
I actually like the
I
name
actually
better.
like that. Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I was like, oh, creative.
So if you guys haven't already, please make sure you go ahead and hit that like button for us.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's jump right into it because me and Nels was just talking about it, but I don't know. I'm looking at Stacey sideways. I don't see it for her no more, y'all. I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't do those type of friends.
I ain't never really seen it for Stacey, but this got me definitely like, ew.
Look, I need to go look up her sign while we're doing the intro. Anyway, y'all, let's get into it. Let's get shady.
Wouldn't be surprised if she was a Gemini.
Ooh. Starting off the episode, Karen and Giselle, as we know, are still confronting Mia about the paternity test for her son. Stacey feels like Mia is being ambushed. And, Karen is just being mean-spirited. And so she thinks Karen is hijacking Ashley's event. And Karen feels like Mia is basically exploiting their emotions. And then, oh, by the way, Stacey is an Aries. She's April 5th. So as Ashley prepares to hit the stage, Stacey is speaking to Mia and telling her that everyone thinks she's a liar and, she should clarify. So Mia refuses and says no one has to, no one, nobody else is clarifying who their baby daddy is. She then questions whether Raven is Ray's child. And I was like, that's stupid. She only has this whole face, but okay.
And on top of that, boo, we asking you for clarification because you the one that brought this up.
That part and brought us in. But anyway, exactly. So basically Karen is looking at Stacey sideways because she's like, why are you over here gravitating towards Mia and over here trying to defend her? And so she doesn't feel supported. And she's like, I wonder what Mia has on Stacey. So Wendy addresses both Mia and Stacey, and Mia is explaining what went down in the conversation with Gordon and Ray. Wendy asked Stacey basically, look, what side are you on? Okay. As Nels would say,
Wendy went over there and she's like, because I'm confused.
Right. And so Stacey said, when talking about children, you should address the mother, okay, and not everybody else. All right. So Wendy and Karen walk off. And then we see Jazzy walk in. Where you been, girl? Trying to figure out that timeline with your BD.
I was gonna say, you don't give a damn what she been, girl.
No, I don't. I mean, look, we had a whole vacation and didn't even think about it. Then Josh Harlow also shows up with Uncle Lump. Well, I'm not going to say with, but Uncle Lump shows up. And also Ashley's friend Kate, which apparently she's from another show. I think I heard she's from like Below Deck or something. I don't watch it, just heard it. So anyway, so yeah, where did I leave off? Oh, so then Ashley comes out and all the ladies are pleasantly impressed by her moves, okay? And
to me, it was not giving Ash TOP. It was just giving Ashley.
You stupid. I did think it was cute. It was better than what I thought she was going to do. She pulls Karen up on stage, and even Karen admits that, Ashley's kind of sexy as a man, okay? Everybody was a little bit turned on by Ash T, okay?
I don't know where that came from.
Okay, so you were terrible. And so then everyone decides, but Nels decides to tell Ashley how good she was. And then the ladies catch up on everything that went on while she was backstage. And so Ashley is just shocked that she missed all of this while she was getting manified. She said, how dare y'all have drama going on while I'm not there? So, yeah.
You know what I think it was? I think I expected Ashley to dance more like a dude.
Oh, no, she was going to give us her TikTok step.
Yeah, it was given Ashley.
It was given Ashley.
It dressed up like a man. I felt so bad for Uncle Lump. Did you see his face? He was just he was like, oh my God. Like,
he was like, I never wanted to see that side of my name.
Right? All right. So next day, or at least it looked like the next day. Ashley, Giselle, Kierna, Karen, they all meet up for, I believe it was brunch. And they're discussing how, Mia is such a damn liar.
You are
And
such a breakfast person.
it was
Because I literally
had waffles.
Because I literally my notes say lunch, and I'm just like, you
Karen
want
had
so bad
waffles.
for breakfast to be involved.
Karen had waffles.
Okay.
Okay. And at brunch, you can choose between breakfast and lunch. Okay. It was giving brunch.
Y'all, she really loved breakfast. She really did.
I really, really do. I love breakfast. I would eat it breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
She would.
All right. So Kierna is kind of tired of talking about Mia. And she was like, you know what? I was not in a good space yesterday. Me and Greg had a really big argument, and I'm still feeling bothered by it. So she explained that Greg feels like, he supports her to like his max capacity, I guess. And she also, and
basically, I think what he was saying was, I've done all I can do. Stop trying to make me film with you. Is how I read that. And based on the conversation that they had,
but imagine if she's in the house with his kids and you know what she says, screw this, I've done all I can do and just work the hell out. Then she's an asshole. What's her name? Giselle tells her, you don't want to be with a man who, is supposed to be supporting you, supposed to be your biggest supporter and is incapable of doing that. And you never want to dim your light in your relationship. And Kierna said, her and Greg are at a standstill right now, and they need to reevaluate them living together, and if it's the best decision for them. She said she has accepted things in his life and she's always 100% on board for it. And then this one thing that she needs to be supported on is such a problem. And, it has her looking at things differently, as it should. As it absolutely should. And you know what?
I just love when Giselle told her, don't let nobody dim your light. I said, you better. They really were sitting having service, child.
Oh, this is why Greg don't want to be filmed, because he an asshole.
Oh, I know.
And it's going to shine a light on that.
Right. So Mia goes to pick Ink up from the airport. Mia lets him know that they're going to pick up the kids because Jeremiah has been asking about him. Ink brings up that Gordon texted him about the paternity test results. Ink doesn't believe that Gordon actually took a test, and Mia has to admit that no, she has the results in her inbox, but she doesn't understand why Gordon wanted to do it behind their back, because he didn't want to allow you to continue to be able to create this narrative with his kids. That's why. Ink says that he plans to call Gordon. And so when Mia asks if he wants to call him, Ink kind of snaps at her and asks Gordon, like, why does Gordon have to be priority in their decision making? And she was like, well, you just brought it up.
I think there was a misunderstanding on what he said. I think she thought that he said he needed to call Gordon, or he should call Gordon or something.
So then Ink scolds her for operating with no boundaries when it comes to him. And he wants to know how much longer he got to deal with this.
As long as you stick around, sir.
Right.
And clearly it wasn't for that long.
Look, I hate to say it again. Guess the ink wasn't permanent. And what? It must have been what's that ink?
What?
What's that ink that you can get? It must have been invisible.
Invisible ink.
It must have been invisible ink.
Girl, even the permanent ink ain't permanent.
Okay. Okay.
So Stacey invited some of the ladies to the Humane Society. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is
It's a Human Rescue Alliance.
Yeah.
Oh no, Humane Rescue Alliance. Sorry.
Yeah, she invited Ashley. She invited Ashley to let her know that she's gonna be having a fashion show where they're gonna be walking the runway with animals that are available for adoption. I actually understood where Giselle was coming from with this whole situation.
Really? I would have loved to do that.
First of all, you know how I get it. You're not about to volunteer me for nothing. You didn't ask. You didn't. Yeah.
Well, again, when Virgos link up.
When she said you didn't ask, you just sent me I said, don't be volunteering me for no. And like, child, with everything she said, I said, yup. You don't know my history. You don't. Okay, so she had Ashley pick out a puppy that she's gonna be walking with. Ashley noticed that she's wearing straight hair now, and longer the curly. And she said, "Girl, what made you put a little pep in your step? What made you spice it up a little bit?" Now Stacey said that she had her second mediation appointment, and she's feeling very, very good about it. And she said they only have one more, and then it's a wrap. Ashley said, it's not so easy with her and Michael because they're still in a stalemate because of this
Because of that.
confidentiality clause.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, by the end of next week, if she doesn't hear anything from Michael's lawyer, she's going to have to file a public claim.
Do you think that she should just take? I don't know. I feel like, and I don't feel like most people who feel like, okay, I'm just ready for Ashley to go. I do enjoy seeing her from time to time. I do think she adds a little something to the group, her quirkiness and whatever. However, at this point, I do think the smarter decision would be just for him to pay you for your silence. And I would make sure that amount would suffice with whatever RHOP checks I might be missing. And I would sign the clause and quit the show.
Yeah, but I'm
and
sure
go about my rich soft girl life.
But I'm sure this show also opens up other opportunities. It's not just the paycheck. I'm sure
Okay, that's true.
There's opportunities you'd be missing out on. So I don't know if you could pay me for my silence.
No, that's a good point. But as long as she's up,
and that means she can't do interviews or nothing, right?
Right.
Yeah. So no, I don't. No, I don't.
But it also is a hindrance too when you're up here on the show and can't really say anything about him anyway, without worried about him possibly suing you.
Okay, I'm not talking about him. I'm going to continue doing my show, getting my checks, doing my interviews, or whatever opportunities present itself without having to worry about your ass.
No, I get what you're saying, but that's also why people feel like she's boring and they're ready for her to go. So that's what I'm saying. Like she's running out of storyline because this whole I'm divorcing Michael, we've been on this for 3 seasons now.
She ran into the wheels fall off.
I'm just saying. I'd take the check.
Good job, Ash. Look, and now the new storyline can be this confidentiality. So yeah, Stacey said, just like Ashley, she also wants to be free and lets her know that's why I waived my child support, my right to child support. And Ashley, like,
you said that like that was a badge of honor.
She said, girl, why would you go and do a thing like that?
Right.
Why you want to go and do that, love, huh?
Okay.
And told her, you know what? I need you to think about your future before you sign on the dotted line. And Stacey said, girl, I know my marriage. I know my ex-husband. And, she promised I'm good. Clearly you don't, because you didn't know he was going to divorce your ass. You thought he was going to be with you forever. And you didn't know he was hiding money from you. Child.
She got it all figured out.
I wish her daughter was a little older to understand what was going on, so she could be like, "Mama,
don't make no sense."
No, Mama, don't interrupt my money.
Right.
If you don't want it, you can sign the checks directly over to me. It ain't got. Listen, what we got going on here ain't got nothing to do with you. You still getting your money, ain't you?
I agree, but and my whole thing is, Ashley basically tried to tell her the same thing. What about the future? What if that man get remarried?
And Ashley tried to tell her before when she had mediation, and she found out the hard way. I'm not. Listen, I'd have been a little asshole because I'd have brought that up. Well, didn't I try to tell you something the last time, and you had to find out the hard way?
Well, should see what they say. Hard head make soft asses. All right, so
in this case, it'll make a broke.
Make a broke, or it might make a flat ass. Anyway, so Kierna and Gregg are taking some time to reconnect, or that's what they were supposed to be doing. However, she's trying to have a conversation, and Gregg isn't really interested in doing so, especially not on camera. So he refuses to speak about you know, whatever. And Greg brings up that, as they sit down to eat, he brings up that they met 2 years ago in the same area. Um, and he says that he feels like they're still having similar arguments from when they first met, and thinks that it's personality based. I don't
Yeah,
know about you. I
more
don't know why. I don't know
personality.
why, but I just felt so offended by that. And I don't know how she wasn't. He tells her that she needs to go with the flow and calm down. Okay. Kierna lets him know that she feels like she shrinks when she's with him, and it's his way or the highway. She feels the focus should be on, trying to make their relationship work. Basically, compromise is what she's trying to tell you. And Greg says they shouldn't waste each other's time like that. And Kierna says that, they're very disconnected at this moment. She tells him she wants to feel seen and feel safe with him, and she lets him know that he hasn't made her feel that way and he can be dismissive. And Greg tells her he disagrees with her.
What
And
bothers
what's so crazy? Isn't he supposed to be like a mental health counselor?
Child. What bothers me is
I
she's
would
like,
never let this man play with my mental health like that.
she was like, but that's how I feel. And he was like, oh, okay. Yeah, but I don't think so. I didn't know. I disagree.
That was crazy that he couldn't even validate her feelings. Like,
I was
that's
like,
why I said
oh,
I would never let that man play with my mental health or anybody that I knew.
child. All right. So this is the thing I was talking about, y'all. So Stacey is at Vivian's shop. We met Vivian before. Okay. She's the one with the
Mm-hmm.
pretty dresses. She's trying to get the dresses together for her event. And I thought it was cute. She did like an ad with her daughter for
Yeah,
what's it
that
called?
was cute. It was like a
Struts for
video
Strays.
invite.
Yeah, for the strut for strays. Now she said that she's getting a lot of support from everyone except for Karen. Apparently, she's still mad about what happened at Ashley's event. But I love that Karen told her what it was instead of just being like, no,
I
girl, I
was
ain't
gonna
gonna
say
make
I
it.
really respected Karen for
Yeah.
that.
Instead of being like, no, I ain't gonna make it or I can't make it
Right.
or making up something, she was like, yeah, given what happened at Ashley's event, boo, I ain't gonna be there. Or I or she's not gonna be there, or oh, she's gonna be there. She's not gonna walk
Right.
in
Right.
the thing. Yeah, but at least she's coming to support still, and probably still
Hmm.
bringing a check.
Yeah.
So Wendy and Ashley got there, and she addresses the comment that Karen made through text, and Wendy said, I think the question that you should be asking yourself is, do you feel like when she needs you, you support her?
Mm.
And child, Stacey said, it's not in my nature to, just sit around and watch someone being berated. Ashley said berated is a stretch. Okay,
Right.
ma'am. And Wendy told her that Mia said some disparaging things about Karen. And the first thing she should have did was told her, boo, that's my friend. What you're not about, that's my friend, my friend, my friend. You're not about to talk about her like that. Okay.
Right.
Then Giselle got there and explained that part of the reason um, is because she didn't contact her prior to having this event and letting her know that she was using Vivian's dresses or having Vivian help her when Karen's the one that introduced Vivian to the group. Now when Giselle said this, I was like, okay, I could kind of understand why Karen would be a little upset, but then Stacey says that she disagrees because she knew Vivian. Vivian is her longtime friend, okay, and knew her even longer than she's known Karen. I said, oh, well, then that changes things. Okay.
I'm not gonna hold you. I was kind of with Wendy. I do think that that's a little bit of a stretch that I gotta come and even mention if we have a mutual friend, regardless of who knew who first. If we have a mutual friend, I don't feel the need that I need to come ask you for permission.
Well, if I'm already feeling some type of way about you, and it's not asking permission, but if I'm already feeling some type of way about you and you know that I'm feeling some type of way about you, I'm definitely going to feel some type of way if you go around me to the person I introduced you to get help for your stuff.
But see,
That I told you I'm not going to help out with because of what happened at the last event we were at.
well, see, I think it. But didn't Stacey say she knew Vivian? And if I'm not
Well,
mistaken,
I'm wondering if Karen knows that because Giselle said she had a conversation with Karen. And the reason why Karen was upset is because she introduced Vivian to the group. And she feels like, boo, I'm not helping you with this because of you didn't support me when I needed your support at Ashley's event. And now you're going around me to the friend I introduced you to for support. So,
and see, I don't, I gotta call Karen on this one. I don't think that's true because I feel like I remember when we first met Stacey, and
mhm.
even Karen told us she was friends with Vivian and she met Stacey through Vivian, which makes me really
Mhm.
believe that Stacey knew Vivian is like I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, well,
Correct
then,
me in the
I
comments, but
mean,
I
yeah,
do
if
feel
she,
like I remember it that way.
no, if she is aware or she did meet Stacey through Vivian, then no, it really doesn't make any sense. But the way I guess Giselle said it, I was just like, okay, well then I could understand why Karen's upset until, like I said,
But that's why I
Stacey.
said I feel like Giselle is just on some. Well, you have to. That's why I was like, Giselle, just stop, because I think
Mm,
Giselle would expect that. Like, and I mean, look at who follows her. Robin probably would say, "Hey, girl, I know we've known this girl. I know we've known Ashley for the same amount of time, but can da 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 I invite?" And like Robin would do some followers like that. But I no,
mm,
I don't think that you could expect that from other
mm.
people who have a
Okay.
mind of their own.
Well,
Because even
uh,
Wendy said she wouldn't do it.
yeah. I mean, if it was a mutual friend and we both know them, then no, it
Yeah.
absolutely doesn't make any sense. But if you're trying to get support from somebody that I introduced you to and I'm not even supporting
Yeah,
you,
no, if it was like
then
that, I would understand it.
so yeah, Stacey said that Mia called Karen a drunk, a cheater. Kierna said that she was on Ozempic, um, and she's dropping out because I didn't call to tell her that I'm using my own friend for an event. Like that's crazy. So
Right.
Giselle said, no, that's not why, and said that she don't really even like how it was rolled out, and said, to be honest, but you didn't even ask, okay, if I would like to do the runway holding animals. And with this, let me tell you something.
Y'all knew she was about to co-sign with her Virgo sister.
Trees, you know how I am. Even if it was something I would be okay doing, the
It's
fact
the
that you
fact
just
that, yeah,
you
I
just
know.
volunteered my services, I'm not doing it. It's an absolute no, no, hell no. Now it's, I'll write you a check. I'll still support, but I ain't holding nobody's dog. I ain't getting fur all over myself. First of all,
And y'all,
Vivian,
she means every word of it too. She will just say no to be spiteful. She could absolutely do it.
so that you learn your lesson and don't volunteer me next time and don't just automatically expect me to do it.
Oh, I know better. I'm just saying.
If I volunteer, that's different. But don't be sending me no text talking about some. Oh yeah, so this you're gonna be walking with this dog in the fashion. I'm be doing what? No, absolutely not. So no, I was totally with Giselle for that. So Stacey was like, well, I just assumed because it's a beautiful event, you want to support fur babies. And Giselle said, girl, on top of that, I was shocked. Okay, I didn't even think you was like the charity type. Okay, because you didn't support mine. I said, oh, here we go, here we go. I said, look, I said Giselle been holding on to this little nugget for a minute. She been wanting to
True,
say
but
something.
Giselle also has to hold on to the nugget that she kicked her out of the first event.
And Stacey said, you know what, but you threw me out. And then in the confessional, Giselle said, okay, we've had two GNA events to this day, and Stacey still has not donated a dime. And then said, I don't know how the girls sleep at night.
Now that's when Giselle put 20, because I ain't even gonna hold you. But the second event, I'm sure they might have been raising some money somewhere, and maybe we didn't see it, or maybe we didn't see the QR code or whatever. The first one was obviously apparent, but the second event they were working out, and it was listening to Ashley's bad performance. When I don't
You
and
still
listening.
donate. The point is you ain't there to just watch. Wasn't you talking about the one where, no, that's not the one where, oh no, not the one where Ashley
That's
was
what I'm
on
saying.
the
The
wall.
second event where they did the yoga and stuff like that in the rooftop, and I don't ever remember there being a point, and I'm sure there was, or maybe, but I don't. They didn't show it to us, so maybe there was something there. Maybe there was a QR code there that they could scan, and it said donate, but we didn't see that. So
You know
I'm not.
what,
I'm
Giselle,
not surprised if Stacey didn't see it.
I'm gonna give but she said only Stacey didn't donate. That means the other
Oh,
girls did. That means the other girls
well,
donated.
Stacey, I tried. The same way you tried to cake for Mia, I
Let me
tried to cake for you.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Giselle. I'm gonna give you a piece of advice. You better do like they do with these runs. Make them pay an entrance fee.
Okay.
Okay, and it goes to your donations. Okay, and if they want to give more, they can give more, but make them pay an entrance fee. Okay. Um, so Giselle said, she's not going to be in the fashion show either. Okay, basically she's like, Stacey, you don't know if I'm allergic to dogs, if I got PTSD from getting bit by one. Stacey said, well, do you? She said, girl, yes, I got bit by one. But then in the confessional, she said that may or may not be a lie.
I think it's a total lie.
I'm sure it is, but that's not the point. The point is you volunteered me for some stuff without knowing my history. Okay, and then Stacey says, well, I thought we were like-minded. Giselle said, no, girl, why? But why? We not. Okay.
Because we
And,
shared a room, she felt like they were closer
and
now.
she really ain't want to be there with you, boo. Because she showed you some kindness. See,
Yeah.
this is the problem. People just expect us to be assholes. They just accept you show a little niceness, and then look, getting volunteered to do fashion shows with dogs.
You're terrible.
Why we gotta be this is why we gotta be assholes. Okay, so she said, but she is going to be coming to her charity event, and she will write a check. And Stacey said that's great. You can sit right next to Karen, and Giselle said we'll do.
Mm. So then we see Wendy. She's preparing for season 2 of the Dr. Wendy show. Eddie surprises her to let her know that she'll be filming her show at the White House, interviewing,
Period.
I believe it's Corinne Jean Pierre.
Mhm.
Or Corinne Jean Pierre, but Wendy thinks that basically she should bring Karen because Karen invited her when she received her key to Surrey County, and she feels queens recognize queens, and I just felt so bad for Wendy in this moment.
Right? Especially with the oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah. And so Wendy mentions that basically the White House, as we know, was built by slaves, which seemed to be like an interesting fun fact that Eddie didn't know. And basically feels like it'll be a full circle moment for Karen, who obviously bought the plantation that her family was slaves on. So
Mhm.
yeah.
So in this moment, Stacey is sitting down with Mia for lunch. Okay,
Yeah, that was lunch. Yeah,
I'm
that was
sure
lunch.
this one was lunch.
Yeah.
There was no breakfast on the table. Okay. And Mia said that, Gordon's going through a spiral. And, she is upset that he shared their family matters with an acquaintance, but it's a part of his condition. Then she talks about
I
how
don't think
Karen,
that was smart.
what?
I just feel like at this point, especially you getting so much smoke for, I don't know. I just think it was in poor taste to just bring up and continue to say, "Oh, he's spiraling again," and I don't know. It just, especially since we know that you be lying and you've been called out for lying, you
Mhm.
bringing this up. I don't know, but maybe Stacey will buy it, but I ain't buying what she's
Clearly,
selling.
clearly, clearly. Because she opened up a whole can of worms. So then she talks about how Karen really should be supporting her and should be a supportive friend rather than using it to villainize her. Stacey said when she met with Karen before she was introduced to the group, she told her some things about Mia and how she should avoid her because she's not Potomac. Mia said it's Potomac being a drunk, swinging from bar stools, or crashing your car into a tree, or getting repeated DUIs.
Mm.
Stacey said that Karen told her that she shouldn't be friends with Wendy because she's self-absorbed, never to be trusted, and she's only out for herself. Mia said, "Does Wendy know these things?" Stacey said, "Absolutely not, because that girl go to bat for her every chance she get."
Mm. Yes,
Okay,
she do.
yeah, and yeah, it's like we said, it's crazy because in this moment they showed the two scenes together and
Right.
basically showed just Wendy just showing all types of respect to Karen. Just
It's unfortunate and effed up, and it'll be interesting to see. And maybe, I mean, I don't know how that played into her decision aside from everything else going on, but it sounds like she might have also not wanted to come back on the show because if she falls out with Wendy, Giselle ain't gonna let her live the drunk driving situation down, and neither is anybody else. So it's almost like
Nobody else really go up to bat for her besides Wendy.
right. So that's what I'm saying. She lost if she loses that alliance, which I'm assuming is gonna happen next episode. I probably wouldn't be looking to come back either. But
One
yeah,
thing,
y'all.
one thing I can appreciate is Stacey did say, she was like, and as I've gotten to know Wendy, basically everything Karen said was BS. She's an amazing person.
True, but I also think that Stacey, that was in very poor taste. Nobody likes the friend that when they get mad
No.
at you, you turn around and go tell everything that you said. Like that's just, I don't know.
Mm.
You seem a little too grown for that. Um, I don't know. I just thought that
How
was
she
very
even grown enough to tell if her man like her or not.
you did well. That's that part. That's a very good point. But yeah, y'all. So y'all drop down in the comments. Let us know what y'all think. But if you have not already, please make sure that you hit that like button.
Make sure you comment
Make sure that you guys are subscribed.
and hit the notification bell.
And make sure you're following us on all the platforms, the BlueSky, the TikTok, the IG, and the Facebook. And we will catch you next week. I believe we only have maybe one more
One more.
episode.
Yeah, the
Oh,
season
it is
finale.
one more. Tomorrow's a finale. I mean, not
Mm.
tomorrow, but next week's finale. Okay. So yeah, I guess we will be closing it out, and then I can't wait to get to the reunion that and see what happens since Karen isn't going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, y'all. We'll catch you next week. Be blessed. Be safe. Bye bye.